Today is August 31st, 2025. I'm at the Klamath River at the Iron Gate Bridge and Boat Launch. Thought I'd come up today and see how everything was looking. We're starting to kind of get some cloud cover today. So it's kind of really hard to see what the water's looking like from up here. There is some clarity on the sides. That's looking upstream. You can still see that the sonar device is still there. It's kind of a cooler morning. We're in the 60s right now. With the cloud cover, it's not warming up very much yet. We're supposed to be in the 90s today, low 90s. And I saw when I come up here, they actually, oh, come on, zoom, there it is. What we're looking at right there is a screw trap. So what the point of that is that fish will swim into it and it puts them into a holding tank so they can kind of get a count of what is here. I'll be able to see that better and show you what the whole thing looks like when we get down below. The sun is starting to come out. So you can see that the water still has that brown-green color to it. The green comes from Upper Klamath Lake. It's not quite as hazy as it was down at the Klamath Bridge. We do have a couple fires in the area. Further downstream, actually, the blue fire is down by Syad, which is, I'm not sure, 60, 70 miles from here. And then there's another fire, the Dillon fire, which is down, I think, by Orleans area. So I'm going to pause it and go down below. Actually, before I know some people always ask if this road is open yet. And the answer is no, it is still blocked off. The only way to get through this area would be through that bridge and through that entrance over there. And that you have to have the passcode in order to get through the locked gate. But I'm going to walk over here. Maybe we'll take a look further upstream from over here. So everything's still fenced. That is the entrance to the Iron Gate Fish Hatchery, which that appears to be functioning. I could see when we came up through the ladder that there is water coming down the ladder. And so that's what it looks like up that canyon. Right up there is where the Iron Gate Dam was. Sorry, I'm dealing with the fence. I'm going to come down here, see if I can zoom in. So it's down that area is where the Iron Gate Dam was. And it is that bridge. It's the only access to this road. And that road goes on and up around the corner, and that comes out over on Ager Beswick as you wind your way through, where all the houses are out that way. So that is the fish hatchery. I don't hear the pump today, but I do know that there's water flowing down the ladder. So as I'm walking off the bridge, this would be the new recreation area. And that goes down to the boat launch. They do have a porta potty here, or a bathroom that you can use. And they have a sign up here now. And this says Iron Gate Day Use Recreation Access Site, hours 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily unless otherwise posted. It's got our day use, a speed limit, open fires are prohibited, discharging of rifles and pistols is prohibited, leaving garbage and litter in the area is prohibited. All animals must be on a leash, no more than 6 feet in length. This area is intended for enjoyment of the public. No disorderly or loud conduct allowed. No trespassing allowed on adjacent lands. Says this site is on lands managed by the Klamath River Renewable Corporation, or known as KRRC, in the Lower Klamath Project. It's got the license number issued by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, otherwise known as FERC. So contact, it's got KRRC's contact information. KRRC recreation facilities are for equal and unobstructed use to all members of the public without regard to race, color, religious creed, or national origin, or any other status protected under the applicable law, state, or federal law. And then this is their map. So that is a new addition that I haven't seen because I haven't walked over this far. And that shortly will be the road that we continue up. But I am going to come back over here and I'm going to go down to the boat launch. So I'm walking down here to the boat launch. I don't know if you can really see the watercolor, but it's that brown green color as you're walking down here. So that would be the screw trap. I'll go to that shortly. Kind of show you what things are looking like upstream. This is kind of a good shot of it. Up and around that bend is where the dam was located. And you can still see that they got the sonar device right there. And the sonar is what captures the fish going back and forth, so they have an idea what's swimming up past this area. For those of you that aren't sure what a sonar device is. Definitely got the foam. Water just kind of smells like normal river water. Clarity's not bad. You can see in the water here on the bank's edge. See that there's still some moss formed right there. And all the bubbles. It seems to be the big talk is all the foam and bubbles that are on the Klamath River. And that would another look at the sonar device. And that is looking downstream. I don't see actually much for bugs here at all like I did down at the Klamath Bridge. I'm going to pause it. So I'm here on the boat launch. And so that you guys can see the screw trap. That's kind of what the side of it looks like. It doesn't look like it's operating. I don't see anything turning. I don't know exactly how it works. I just know it's something that the fish swim into and they can capture them and they get an idea of what the fish might be here. So this is the boat launch. Like I said, clarity's pretty good. I do not see fish here either. And you can still see all the sediment that's lined on the bottom. I see a few bugs here, but not like I did down at the Klamath Bridge. I don't even see any floating across the top of the water. I just don't see much here. A couple bugs, but not like I did down at Klamath. We'll see if we happen to see any fish. You can kind of see the sediment down off in there. Lots of sediment. No fish. I don't really see much for life here today like I did 2 weeks ago when I was here. And maybe a couple snails. I see a couple water skippers on top. I don't know if you can see them. It's kind of hard to see. There's some, not a lot, but there's some. I do know that at Collier's Rest area, which is probably 15 miles downstream of here, I talked to somebody who saw one of the big semi trucks with the big tank dumping fish, they're smaller fish, down at Collier's Rest area a couple days ago. So you can see the sediment that's still here within the rocks. I mean, there is clarity, don't get me wrong. You can now see in it and see down to the rocks. You can just now see the sediment that's laying within the rocks and on the rocks. I have yet to see any fish. Of course, this is a faster moving water. I'll pan up so you guys can get another shot of the screw trap. I don't have any foul smell here. But I don't see much for life here like I did 2 weeks ago. I don't see any of the water beetles that I saw a couple weeks ago. I only saw a handful of snails up there more by the boat access area. I don't really see the bugs here. Looks like somebody left their Coors Light can in the water. Some moss. It's another shot. I can see a few bugs flying above the water right here. They're not thick, but there's a few of them. There's a few water skippers here too. But as far as fish, I have not seen any as of yet today. And yes, some people are still wondering where all this foam is coming from. I think that that is a debate. Some say it's the high nutrients in the water, that it's breaking down all those high nutrients. I know that even up at Upper Klamath Lake, coming down the Link River, there is foam. There's a whole bunch of it you can see downriver as well. It's all foaming up in areas. So anyways, that's kind of what it's looking like right here. Absolutely no sign of fish today. And this is what it's looking like upstream from here. You can see the sonar right there in the middle. And I'm not exactly sure what that thing is that you can see right above on the higher platform, right above it, that bar that goes vertical or horizontal, sorry. I'm not sure what that bar is that goes horizontal across the top. It must be an antenna of sorts. I'm not really sure. So anyways, that's what it's looking like here today. So far, no fish have been seen. So we'll see what we continue to see on up the river.